So this is a design I've done for a Herne Bay Garden. The client wanted me to design the front and the backyards, both with very different briefs. The front garden had to have a traditional feel. All the houses in the street are very traditional. It needed improved access to the front door, and it needed the wow factor. I really wanted to avoid putting a fence or the standard picket fence along. So I created a barrier by using layered hedges. Even though there's no fence in the garden, the hedging is actually creating a barrier. As you can see, there are a couple of mature cabbage trees in the front, and there are also cabbage trees in the back. So it's really important that we kept those, and I love the Kiwiana feel it gives to the house. I chose a specimen tree that's worked in with the cabbage trees, and using the pahudakawa as a focal point in the front yard, it definitely gives it a sense of place and ties it in quite strongly with Auckland. The front entranceway here, we've chosen some beautiful slabs of floating bluestone, which are lit at night, so they appear even more floating. And that's really to create the drama to the front door and also to direct you to the front door. So this is the planting design for the back garden. There are a lot of existing features and a lot of existing trees to work with. Some of the challenges within the garden actually were some of the best part of the design. Incorporating a mature karaka tree, which is protected within the garden, beautiful kowhai and cabbage trees, which they're all natives. Making that work together within the design with an Eastern influence and in a contemporary way presented a challenge that actually improved the design and made the garden that much more special. There's three very distinctive areas in the garden. The decking is the entertainment area, and then it steps down into a lovely flat lawn area, which has a real Kiwiana feel. It's the Kiwi backyard to have the lawn, but it also creates a beautiful calm green space within the garden. And that steps down into a third area, which is really a path that just sort of meanders through and creates a sense of mystery further on in the garden. So the irises are just coming out into flower, and the winter roses. The idea is that really the garden only has one or two things flowering at a time, so that you've also got that surprise year round. This garden was planted sort of 6 to 8 months ago. When we did plant it up quite densely, it had an instant effect. We used bigger plants as well, and lots of them. Once the garden was finished, it was just so lovely to get the email from my client letting me know how pleased she was and that she really had a feeling that she was in a resort. It is one of the most satisfying moments as a designer to see the client so happy with the end result.